Hello everybody, this is Micaityl, may call me, and today I'm playing another episode of Higurashi When They Cry, Watanagashi, the never-ending Higurashi series, so let's just begin. I lied down on the couch, and stayed there dazed for a while. My mind was completely blank. I couldn't think about anything for more than a few seconds. There was a note in my house saying that mom and dad would be home late, and that I should have made some ramen or something for dinner. I could make it whenever I got hungry, but I had no appetite, so I just stared blankly at the ceiling without eating anything. The hands of the clock were already pointing at 10. Would I get another phone call like that today? Even though she had already disappeared. Oh, sorry. Would she still call me? Where were they calling from? Who were they? Ooh. The more that I thought about it, the more I started to tremble. I even thought about just disconnecting the phone line. If I had been thinking a little less logically, I really would have done it too. Hold on, Keiji Mabara. Oichi-san admitted it himself, didn't he? That Shion went missing a lot? Couldn't she have just gone to her relatives that Oichi-san didn't know about and had been there ever since? She and I were both being targeted by somebody, so it wouldn't be strange that she went somewhere that she usually did in order to hide. That must have been why Oichi-san couldn't locate her, and why he labeled her a disappearance. Yeah, that had to be it. Shion didn't disappear at all. Hadn't disappeared at all. Then my right hand moved on its own volition and slapped my... I know that was not the intended line, but I was about to say my right hand moved of its own volition and slapped me on my dick. Because come on! It was kind of leading to a great masturbation joke, but okay, okay, well actually no, it would not have been a good joke. Okay, that would have been really out of place, so slapped me on the cheek. Its cold sting let me calm down a little. Don't just convince yourself of the most convenient possibility, Keiichi Mabara. I knew I didn't want to admit she had disappeared. Admitting it would be something terrifying was definitely happening. I just needed to figure out whether Shion was the one on the phone or not. Would I ask her if she was actually Shion? That seemed like an incredibly absurd thing to do. Still, don't run from this, Keiichi. If the person on the other end still believed that I thought she was Shion, then that gave me a tiny advantage. Casually, completely casually, I would listen to what she had to say and fend her off. I would tear the skin off the monster. It would definitely be scary for me. However, as last survivor of the people who went into the storehouse that night, that was my duty to perform. Still, then who? Who would call me and pretend to be Shion? I may have only heard her over the phone, but her voice wasn't that easy to replicate. Shouldn't be that easy to replicate. That was definitely Shion's voice. Sounded just like her. Could be Mion. Could have only been Shion. Mion. There was someone though, wasn't there? Someone who sounded just like Shion. Mion. Who else could have done this? At this point, seriously, after all this time, all those little things didn't quite make sense about Mion until now overwhelmed my mind. Like being questioned about sneaking into the ritual storehouse and how she took the ladder and while spouting curses. Who else? Who else could have? Why though? Why would Mion? I thought back to the things about the Sonozaki family that I heard from Oichi-san and Shion. Mion was already entangled in the incidents, in a position where she was omnipotent. Some of that information included things that Shion had told me after she disappeared. I madly scratched my head. Courage! Give me the courage! Just a little bit of courage to pick up the phone. I'll know it will ring tonight. It would be so easy to run away. That though would be the same as making it easy for them to erase me. I cannot run. I must stand and face it. After all, the next sacrifice will definitely be me. I'm sure Shion would use tricky words to try and trap me. Be careful. Be careful. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Shut up, Keiji, and do it! Well, of course, they're trying to build tension. At that point, it rang. The phone rang, and I didn't know where the call was coming from. Shion disappeared. Disappeared a long time ago. Disappeared the night after the Watanagashi. Yet, until today, she had been calling me like nothing happened. Now again, tonight. The people that had disappeared, their corpses simply haven't been found. I really didn't think they were alive. So if it was really she on the other end, then did that mean she was calling me from another world? Of course that couldn't be. A living being calling me, pretending to be Shion. Shion was long gone, and yet, as though she was still alive and well, the phone continued its incessant ringing. I didn't want to pick up if I didn't have to. I just concluded, though, that not doing so wouldn't solve anything. Then, what would I do after I answered it? Jesus! Pick up the phone! It's not gonna last that long! Would I immediately declare she wasn't Shion and ask who she was? Alternatively, would I pretend that I was fooled and try to grab her by the tail? That would probably be the safest thing to do. What I was most afraid of was that the person on the phone would do what the person on the phone would do when she realized I knew she wasn't Shion. However, as long as I continued to let her think I was fooled, she wouldn't do anything extreme, right? If I just make sure to be careful, that should be the safest option. I made up my mind. I'll answer the phone. Once I do that, I'll talk to her as if nothing happened. That wasn't all that I do this time, though. I'll scope her out. Who was she? What was she thinking? And what was she after? Why was she doing this? Was she really the one who killed Tomotage-san and Takuro-san? What happened to the mayor? What happened to Rika-chan and Satoko? I reach out for the receiver, my arm trembling. There were too many things I wanted to know, too many other things I wanted to ask. I was scared. I should start by picking up the phone. Pick it up, Keiichi. Pick it up, Keiichi. Hello? How relieved I would have been if it had been a call from Shion. Ah! Kei-chan! It's me. It's Shion. My momentary convenient and above all fleeting prediction was ripped into 1,000 pieces. I couldn't help shaking at this point. Get ready for this. You took a long time to pick up, so I thought you weren't home, and I was about to hang up. Sorry. I was just in the bath. Did your family not pick up for you? Could your parents be out tonight, Kei-chan? I failed. I let her in on one fatal piece of information, that I was currently the only one at my house. Well, no, they're not really. Anyway, have you heard about Rika-chan and Satoko? No. What happened after that? Were they found? Nah, they weren't found. Kei-chan, please don't lose hope. If Wushi-san hadn't let me know, then I might have allowed myself to shed a tear or two at Shion's considerate words. Instead, now that it came to this, I couldn't take her words at face value. This person on the other end of the receiver, the more perfect as Shion they were, the more my blood curdled in fear. Rika-chan and Satoko. Rika-chan and Satoko. They were kidnapped, weren't they? Yes. I don't think there's much doubt. Just how cruel and grave a meaning did those words hold. Their weight astonished me. And then a moment later, I was overcome with numbness and felt like I was passed out. I had asked if Rika-chan and Satoko had been kidnapped. Shion, in turn, had answered there wasn't much doubt. Oh, that was Shion. I thought it was the other way around. That cruel meaning behind her words. Rika-chan and Satoko were... Oh, no, I'm sorry. About the mayor, what do you think happened? Oh, Rika-chan and Satoko. Wait, is that me or Shion? I can't tell. I'm just gonna read in my normal voice for some of these. After he was kidnapped, Do you think he's still alive? What happened to Rika-chan and Satoko after they were kidnapped? That's what I wanted to ask, but I finally caught myself. What if she'd given that question a terrifying response in such a way that sounded like it had nothing to do with her? I was scared of that, so I immediately brought up the mayor. That said, however, how much I talked about the mayor, I think he was killed. He. Hey, wait. That was quick. I think it must have been really hard to kidnap someone and keep them the way they are. As long as they were not hostages, it would be most practical to kill them once you were done with them. The world started to bend so much I almost lost my balance. The scenery in my eyes swirled around like the hands of a clock and tried to swallow me from the hole from below. I finally put a hand on the wall to support myself. A moment later, a severe nausea welled up within me. How was she saying such things so lightly? Killed him so readily. I mean, what's a human life or two anyway? It's a horrible thing, but I think that's what probably happened. I'm liking the music. If the mayor was killed, then did that mean the same happened to Rika-chan and Satsuko? No, that couldn't. There weren't some random old man. It was Rika-chan. It was Satsuko. They couldn't kill them so readily. It's probably better to think that Rika-chan and Satsuko-chan ended up in the same way. Ah! Those were words I wanted to hear the least, and I fought them back with a scream of my own. Even though it hadn't changed anything. Still, it wouldn't change anything. Still, I still couldn't help but scream. This time, the tears flowed. I've been confronted with the most horrific outcome that I've been trying to avoid considering ever since last night, and I cried. There was no longer any doubt that it was my fault. I killed him. I killed Rika-chan and Satsuko. I succumbed to the weakness of my own heart and confessed everything to Rika-chan. That's why they were killed. That meant I killed him. Rika-chan looked at me with those innocent eyes. If only I hadn't given in. Even my voice gave out, and yet I still cried. I cried. Kei-chan, please, just try to calm down. Rika-chan and Satsuko, they've been killed. We couldn't find their remains. I will never be allowed to even apologize to their faces. If that was to be my punishment, then how brutal a punishment it was. I think Shion tried to comfort me, but I didn't hear any of it. What are you going to gain by doing that? They're definitely going to target you and me next. Please, I'm asking for you. Get a hold of yourself. Please. Please. Shion was shouting, imploring me with a voice that sounded like tears were in her eyes. However, I was coming to hate the sound of that voice more and more. This Shion killed them. I had no doubts that this person killed them. Why? 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 Why cannot someone then kill them? Screw curses. Are people's hearts really that cheap? Erasing them and killing them without a second thought like this? You're right. You're absolutely right. It would take a demon. I felt like crushing the receiver in my hand. How long did this person plan on acting like it was someone else's problem? There was magma in the pit of my stomach, and it felt like it was going to erupt at any moment. That was a quick phase from that was a quick phase from the 5 stages of grief, from disbelief to hate. I mean, anger, disbelief to anger. Hey Shion, please tell me, why did Himizawa start needing someone to die on the night of Watanagashi? That's what I'd like to know. The fighting over the dam project's already over and done with. Haven't enough people been cursed already? Why is it? Why? If there's a reason, then say it now! I was incoherent at this point. My emotions had broken through the dam inside me, rushing forth, and I couldn't stop them. They were not simple questions. This is an interrogation. Shion herself hadn't realized it yet. It was just too funny. What's funny about it? It was so funny that I couldn't stop crying. I understand how you feel, Kei-chan. I really do. The dam war's ending a long time ago. Yet murders and disappearances keep happening every year under the guise of Oishino-sama's curse. Why? Why is it happening? Some of them had nothing to do with this, and some of them didn't deserve to be cursed, so why? Why? That's what I'm asking you! I want to know as much as anyone. Both of our rag breaths can be heard over the phone. Oh. No, that's not a rag voice. No. Okay, I can do this. Okay. That could be taken very, very wrong. Okay, I'm just gonna move on. We're not gonna do raggy. What, bro? Ragged breaths can be heard over the phone. Listen. Orishima's curse never existed. It's too unrealistic. Just like you said, someone in the village is using the grand name of Oishio-sama's curse as a justification of continuing these murders and disappearances every Watanagashi. They were cunning. They've been using the curse as a convenient tool. They made a system where they would get rid of 2 enmities in the village every year. And this year, that system killed Takano-san and Tomitake-san. Then why wasn't that enough? Why did the mayor and Rika-chan and Satoru have to get killed too? I don't give a shit about the past. The only thing I care about is why Rika-chan and Satoru needed to be killed. Why is that? I didn't say a word to Satoru, you know. Why even her? Why? A silence fell between us. Shion didn't answer for a while. Kei-chan, please. Stop being mean. A sob. Was Shion crying? I don't have any idea what's going on either. Everything changed when we went into the virtual storehouse that night. It was the same for me. As I listened to Shion... Oh no! No! Oh god! I was reading bitter and Shion and I said shitter! No! As I listened to Shion's bitter weeping, I could feel my agitation subsiding. When I heard that Takano-san and Tomitake-san had been killed that night, I doubted my ears. Then I realized it instantly. I realized what sort of position I was in now. The 4 of us stuck in there. Kei-chan, you and I weren't so conveniently forgiven. Won't be so conveniently forgiven. When I thought about it, it made my chest so tight. It was so terrifying. You know that feeling, Kei-chan, don't you? There was nothing fake about her words. She even understood how I felt. That's why I confessed everything to the old man Kimiyoshi. All of us entered the forbidden storehouse. It was just a little bit of fun. We knew we shouldn't have done it, but it really had been just for fun. It was only a bit of exploration, that was all. Takano-san and Tomitake-san, who were when with us, were killed shortly afterwards. They met such miserable ends. Since that day, I've been living in fear of when I was going to be attacked. There was nobody except Omi and Kimiyoshi who would help me. So I... Oh! That's Shion still. I'm just going to read my normal voice. So I asked him to save me. Omi and Kimiyoshi! He wasn't mad. He smiled and said, "If you're really sorry, Shion-chan, you should be in everything in a way." He really did smile at me and told me to leave it to him. Shion cried bitterly, recalling the mayor's beloved death. Recalling the beloved mayor's death. It was such a sad voice that none who heard it could prevent it from twisting their hearts. Again, did I let my emotions take over and go off on her? Shion was in the same situation to me. She should have been my one and only comrade. My heart pounded. My other self, deep within my mind, whispered to me, "Don't forget, Keiji Maibara. Don't forget about the mayor on the morning after Watanagashi. He was told Takano-san's and Tomitake-san's death over the phone and committed to a meeting that evening. He went to the hospital appointment. He didn't tell his family. He only made it back just in time for the meeting. He went straight to the assembly hall. That's what Oishi-san said. When do you know the mayor sorry, Shion. It must seem like I'm kicking you while you're down, but... Shion, you told him, right? You told old man Kimiyoshi, Mayor. Yes. When did you let him know? I began to get scared of saying it aloud after hearing her sad voice. I wasn't saying it was contradictory, though. Besides, if there was a contradiction, I wanted Shion to explain it to me. Did you know that the mayor had a severe case of hemorrhoids and had gone to the hospital for treatment? Kei-chan, what does that have to... Please answer me. If you didn't know, then just say so. There was a momentary silence. Then after stammering a few times, she replied, I knew that. He had hemorrhoids. It looked like sitting down was really hard for him. He was going to the hospital. You know which hospital, right? I'm sorry. I don't know that much, but... Kei-chan, what does it have to do with... Shion didn't know what hospital the mayor went to. That meant it was impossible for her to have gone all the way to the hospital to confess everything. Since she didn't know his destination, then she obviously couldn't have seen him on the train either. If there was any other chance to contact him, it would have been after he came to Mizawa. The train, however, had been delayed, and he only got back right before the meeting was about to start. He didn't have time. There wouldn't have been enough time for him to listen to Shion and spill the beans. I want to ask you straight. Shion, when did you tell the mayor about everything? When and where? Your answer doesn't have to be precise, but please, give me one. Kei-chan, why are you asking that? I saw it pierce into my ears. I was taken by the illustration that I was bullying her. Even so, I'll say it. If I'm wrong, then please correct me. Please prove to me that you're the real Shion. It was impossible. The day the mayor disappeared, from dawn until he vanished, there was no opportunity for you to contact him. The mayor left the first thing in the morning for his examination at the university hospital all by himself, without telling anyone. Shion, you just said you don't know what hospital he went to, so you couldn't have contacted the mayor until he got back. Isn't that right? His train was delayed by an accident, and he didn't return to his home until the meeting was about to start. So there's no time for you and have told him before the meeting started either. I heard Shion repeating her weak sobs. That's what a feminine voice automatically ripped into my heart. It was so painful for me to say it. Shion, did you go to the meeting too? Did you attend it and tell him there? If you didn't, then there would have been any time left. After the meeting was over, the mayor disappeared on his way home. Shion went to the meeting, didn't she? Did she or didn't she? The question was so simple to answer, but she didn't give me an immediate response. Actually with the meeting, You didn't even go to the part-time job you said you went to that day. I'll say it more directly. You haven't been seen since we were at the library together. Kei-chan, Shion Sonozaki disappeared the day after Watanagashi. The other end fell silent as the grave. It was so quiet that the phone cord had been cut. I couldn't sense anyone there. Oishi-san says you've been missing. Despite that, you've been calling me every night like this, haven't you? Shion's thoughts were torturing me. Still, I'm pretty sure I hadn't said anything wrong. Please, Shion. If something I said was wrong, please say so. Shion, I'm begging you. Shion, there's no way you could have seen the mayor, but if you did see him, if Shion had ever had the chance to meet the mayor on that, if Shion ever did have the chance to meet with the mayor on that day, then that meant, then you saw him after the meeting. In other words, it could have been only right before he disappeared or else afterward. Stop laughing! Oh my god. How many he's? I can't even press past it. It just keeps on going. Oh my god. the tile town. I stood there dazed for a while until I realized she had hung up on me. God damn it, this game. That's the end of the chapter, isn't it? Oh, you fuck! Oh, you motherfucker. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? Oh, great. I'm going to read the tips now and then end this episode with that. Well. That. I like the scene. I'm just mad I got scared by it, even though it was just a pair of eyes. Let's read the scrapbook. That was the stupidest jump scare and it still got me. The problem with twins. This is not limited to just Himizawa, but in the Okinafuchi village especially, the three families detested on giving birth to twins as successors. The long-term dictatorship built on the precarious balance of the three families must have been feared from collapsing from the weight of the internal strife from things like family quarrels. According to the literature, if twin was born, then they had to be cold. With that, the very fact that both the Somozaki family's successor, Mion Sonozaki, and her twin, Shion, are alive and is deeply interesting. Perhaps the current leader, Oryu, is sympathetic? Of course, the twins were not cared for equally, and as the heir, Mion received special treatment. From what I heard, despite the two of them looking exactly the same on the outside, the talent lies solely within Mion. My own observations of the two of them don't leave me with that impression. Tradition dictates that the leader of the Somozaki family is said to inherit a demon, and they have a tattoo magnificent on, and they tattoo a magnificent one onto his or her back. Sorry. In accordance with that tradition, there is an extremely high possibility that Mion has such a tattoo on her back. From what I heard, there is apparently a magnificent demon tattooed over Oryu's back as well. Then, I wonder what sort of tattoo belongs to the hair, Mion. I really want to see her back. Just peep on her. At the Suzu Mahang Parlor. Reserved for the day. Suzu Mahang Parlor. Click, clack, clack. Hey, Kura-san, you're the last one here. All the youngsters are here already. Excuse me, miss. Oishi-san headed over to convenience store. Uchi-san handed over a convenience store bag with a carton of cigarettes in it to the old lady who owned the mahjong parlor, and she screwedly made herself scarce. She was used to this by now. Uchi-san, good work today. What? Were you all earnestly waiting for me? You could have just done a three-player. Everyone sitting at the mahjong tables in the small parlor wore Uchi's subordinates, but there were no tiles laid out anywhere. Everyone, I would like to thank you for your days of investigation without sleep. Thank you! Energetic responses filled the parlor. Already, it had lost the atmosphere of the place of entertainment. The situation is not looking good. The chief appears to have backed down to Congressman Sonozaki's threats. In the coming days, we will hand off Takuto's murder to the Gifu police and give the missing persons case of the disappearance of the mayor and the others to the community division. That damn upstart chief. The veterans in the room cursed him. All of our requests for warrants were turned down as well. I've been even told by our section chief that not to go anywhere near the Sonozaki house. We're certainly in a bind, that we are. Incidentally, it looks like I'll be getting orders soon to go to training in the Metropolitan Police Department starting next week. After that, I've been even told to take a paid vacation in Izu. Well, I suppose that ain't bad. We heard a few dry laughs. It wasn't anything to laugh about, but that's what was all they can do. This always happens, but incidents are a lot like locking your keys in the car. The keys you need to unlock the doors are already locked inside. For cars, you call JAF and they'll probably open the door for you. For incidents, Kuma-san showed the map. Kumatani flipped over the whiteboard. On the back was a map of the Sonozaki premises made with magnets. Now, I've been doing this job for a long time. I got a lot of faith in my gut, but this could be the one time it was wrong, no? Anyone worry about the retirement money until until the count of 10 to get out of here. Uchi-san began to count to 10. Everyone counted along with him. It was their famous 10-count resolution. 9, 10. Ah, no one's leaving. None of you love your families too much, is that it? Everyone laughed uproariously, cheering things up. I want everyone to go over their materials. Memorize the locations and blindspot all the security cameras. Kuma-san, you'll stand by in the command car. If something happens, you will switch with me and take over. Komayama-kun, you will head up to the infiltrator team A. Atsutsuchi-san will lead team B. Observation teams will be set up at points 1 through 8. Banchi-kun, you're responsible for keeping a strict timetable. Control your rotations in HQ and doesn't get so HQ doesn't get rise. Now the teams on standby has the most important job. All right. If the section chief asks where I am, play dumb. I hand over escorting our guests. I'll probably take them in the venue, so wait patiently, everyone. Wonderful Cave. Keiichi Maibaro, that is. From what I've seen, we're set for tomorrow or the day after in that regard. It'll be easy. Oh, he's gonna put Keiichi. He's gonna send Keiichi in to get on the details in the Sonozaki house, and he's having the police surround them. Oh my god. Oishi-san, though, a lot of people don't like Oishi apparently, which I'm kind of surprised by because he's a lot. Well, I wouldn't say he's a lot smarter than most of the characters, but he's kind of, trying to prove something that's happening. Like, something shady's definitely happened, though we don't know if the Sonozaki house is involved or not. But he knows something shady's going on, and he's going to get to the bottom of it, even if it means it will risk his entire workforce's jobs or lives in matter, because Sonozaki's basically Yakuza, and he would rather take himself down before letting a case go cold, which he's about to do right now by sending in a kid to go after a Yakuza member. So, this was a interesting episode of Higurashi. I'm getting really interesting to see how this concludes, even though I already know since I've seen the anime, but I kind of want to see how it's portrayed in the original visual novel. And, well, I also got mad in this episode for a very, very dumb thing I did. Get scared by the cheapest jump scare ever since Five Nights at Freddy's, even though this game came before Five Nights at Freddy's. So if you like this video, leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll be reading the final chapter of Higurashi When They Cry very soon. Maybe 2 weeks, maybe one if you're lucky. I'll be back in a week or a few days. But if you're not lucky, well, you'll see me 2 weeks from now. So everyone, leave a like, leave a comment, and if you really like to be reading visual novels, and if you really want me to do more, subscribe to me, because I love subscriptions. My subscribers love me. Okay, let's just end this video. Micaityl.